How's it going, everybody? This is Real Gamer, and welcome to the first episode of my new series called Top 5 Comics. In this series, I talk about various comic book related topics, such as my top 5 heroes, top 5 villains, and everything that evolves around that. So, for my first episode, if you guys enjoy what you see, make sure you guys leave a like and make sure you subscribe. And I'd like to point out one more thing. This is my personal favorites, so the top 5 are from my opinion and not in general, so that should give a little bit of a different taste to it. But like I said, if you like what you see, make sure you guys show some support, so let me know you guys like this series. And remember to subscribe. Now let's get started, you guys. How's it going, everybody? For my first ever episode of this series, I'd like to talk about my personal top 5 superheroes in the DC universe. In the background, I do have some Smite gameplay. I am playing as Mercury on Arena, and this is just something that I have in the background to keep you guys entertained. But now let's get started. At number 5, we have Dr. Fate. So one of the main reasons why I've always liked Dr. Fate as my number 5 is I've been a fan of him ever since the Justice League animated series back in 2004 or 2002, I kind of forgot. And he's always been one of those mostly mysterious characters that we don't really know a lot about, where he comes from or what his intentions are, and that just makes it even more mysterious. What kind of powers does he have? Well, Dr. Fate has the ability to fly, which is kind of common for most superheroes out there already. But he also has magical powers such as telekinesis, the ability to cause fire, the ability to cause lightning, telepathy, and other various magical powers. One thing about his powers though is that if he uses them one time, he finds it really difficult to use them again if they're still in effect, or just to use them a second time in general. His origin is still kind of blind to me. I'm not sure if that's the way it is, but I really don't know where he comes from, although I do know his first appearance was in More Fun Comics number 55 of May 1940. Ever since then, he's gained a little bit of fame and has even made some appearances, like I said, in the Justice League animated series, but not too much fame. He's still kind of one of the more background characters. Some fun facts about Dr. Fate is that his mind kind of tends to go around on his helmet, so basically, whoever puts on the helmet kind of takes on the persona of Dr. Fate. This has happened to various characters such as Tana and her father Zatara, where they were both magicians and they both put on the helmet, and then Dr. Fate was able to control them. He was able to take on their powers as well as his, and in a way get his body back. And I feel like he did this mostly because, well, they were already magicians, so it was kind of easier for him to get used to them. But that's just some fun facts about Dr. Fate and why he's one of my favorite characters, and that's why I put him at number 5. Up next at number 4, we have Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is super recognizable just by the fact that she's in the Justice League, and she's actually one of the original 7. And I'm sure you know this by now. One of the reasons why she's my number 4 character, because of her, I found out that the DC universe is actually connected to mythological gods. One of them actually being a villain named Ares, the god of war. I found this super cool because I've always been interested in myths of gods and such, as you guys could tell by the background gameplay. So just knowing that those two universes are connected is just amazing, and I have to put her at number 4. Now just wait till you hear how she got her powers. All of her powers actually were blessings from different gods. Now she does have the ability to fly, but I'm not really sure where that comes from. Although I do know that Demeter gave her the ability to strength, Aphrodite gave her beauty, Artemis with animal communication, Athena gave her wisdom and war tactics, Hestia with the lasso of truth, and Hermes with speed and flight. Oh, there you go. That's where her flight comes from. I had no clue about this until I caught up with her on her information, so that's amazing. I did not expect her to have her powers like that, honestly. Now, what is her origin? We basically just covered that talking about her powers. She is connected to mythological gods, and she is an Amazon, so there you go. But I will say that her first appearance was in All-Star Comics number 8, December 1941, and was actually one of the first female to gain fame. A quick fun fact about her is that in an alternate universe, she is actually having a war with Aquaman, the Atlantean. And when I say war, I mean all-out war, like Amazons versus Atlanteans, full-out war, even taking on the cities. And in that universe, there's just no hope. So after giving y'all all that information that I just said, hopefully you guys can see why I picked her at number 4. Up next at number 3, we have Green Arrow. Now, Green Arrow is pretty unique because he is actually one of the few superheroes in the DC universe that does not have any superpowers, at least legitly. Some of the reasons why I like him is because I became a huge fan once I started watching the live TV show called Arrow, and ever since then I've started to catch up on his origins and things like that, which it's an amazing show. Now for powers, he doesn't have any real powers like I said before, but he probably is DC's universe's most well-trained archer in the world. He even has his own sidekick named Red Arrow. So yeah, archery and stealth are probably his best friends in tough situations. Now for his origin, which I find kinda nice. His real name is Oliver Queen and is probably one of the richest superheroes out there. He was actually stranded on an island during a shipwreck where he was forced to learn archery so he could defend himself later on. After being rescued after 5 years, he came back to Starling City, making a promise that he would make that city way better than it was before when he left. Ever since then, he's been hunting down criminals in Starling City and has even joined the Justice League, which has led him to go to outer space, to the Watchtower at least. Now for his first appearance was in More Fun Comics number 73, November 1941. Now some fun facts about Oliver Queen, aka Green Arrow, is that he is super similar to the Batman in terms of wealth and powers. Both of them don't have any powers whatsoever, both of them are pretty wealthy, and Green Arrow has even had a crossover in the TV show with The Flash. And those are the reasons why I had to put him at number 3. Speaking about The Flash, he is actually number 2. Now, why do I like The Flash? Well, the main reason why I had to put him at number 2 is because he has always been my main source for finding out about alternate universes. It's because of him that I learned that there's an Infinite Crisis universe, as well as an Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3, Earth 4, Earth 5, Earth 6, Earth 7, Earth 8, Earth 9, Earth 10, and so on and so on. Now for his power. The Flash is only limited to one power, but it's pretty cool. The Flash, as you can tell by his name, has super speed. And we're talking the kind of speed that could break the time force and, like I said before, travel to different universes. Universes. Anyway, his origin is kinda simple and cliche. After having a lab accident, some chemicals fall on him, struck by lightning, boom, has super speed. Like I said, cliche. But unlike the other ones so far that we've had on the list, he actually started off with his own comic, called Flash Comics number 1 in January 1940. It seems that all these comics seem to revolve around the 1940s, 1941, around there. Back on topic, some fun facts about the Flash is that he is actually not the only Flash. I personally know 5 people that have taken on the name the Flash, all of them with super speed of course. But not just that, he has also had an equivalent of Reverse Flashes, which is his supervillain and main antagonist, which is kinda crazy. Because of this, I found out that there's an alternate universe where Bruce Wayne was killed in the alley and his father became Batman. Introducing me to many universes and the possibility of anything happening, I had to put him at number 2. And finally, my number 1 superhero of all time is Green Lantern. More specifically, I am talking about Hal Jordan, which is easily the most recognizable because of his comics, his origin story, and the Justice League. The fact that he has his powers from a power ring that he could only power up with his willpower, oh my god, so many powers, is just amazing, and I think it's super creative for a superpower. Power. Okay, now for his powers. Jesus Christ. Now, if he doesn't have his green power ring, he is absolutely vulnerable. What I mean by that is, all of his powers come from the green power ring located on his right hand, which gives him the ability to create anything that he can imagine as long as he has the willpower to do so. The only downfall to that is if he uses it too much, it will eventually have to recharge. Kinda like our mobile devices nowadays. His origin story is kind of interesting, and I'd like to mention again, I am talking about Hal Jordan. He was originally a pilot. After growing up watching his father as a pilot, he decided to become a pilot himself. And then one day, a huge meteor crashes with an alien holding a green power ring. Now, originally, it was supposed to be Guy Gardner that was supposed to be chosen as the power ring holder, but Hal Jordan was the closest one to it, so he became the Green Lantern. What he does is basically he has to roam around the universe protecting Earth, as each lantern is giving a different sector to protect in the universe. His first appearance was in All-American Comics number 16, July 1940. And some fun facts about the Green Lantern is there has been a total of 5 Green Lanterns. This includes Alan Scott, Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, Jon Stewart, and Kyle Rayner. I would also like to point out that there are also various colored power rings, each one standing for a different emotion. There's pink for love, purple for compassion, yellow for fear, red for rage, white for life, black for death, orange for greed, blue for hope, and of course green for willpower. This superhero introduced me to all these different lantern colors and all these different factions that they have in outer space. So because of him, I have been fascinated by all these different characters, all of them actually being lanterns. That's why I had to put him as my #1 favorite superhero of all time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you like this new series that I am doing, make sure you guys share this video with your friends, share it on your social media, make sure you guys leave a like so you can support my channel, and make sure you guys subscribe so that way I know that you like this series. As always, like I just said, remember to like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time on the battlefield. See ya.